So we got it really extended off the VWAP. I'm expecting price to pull back to the VWAP to retest the VWAP. But guess what I did, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. This is your boy Francis. Welcome to the Trading Success Show, guys. This is very critical and it's very important that I welcome you all here today. What I'll be dealing with today is going to be technical levels and analysis on different small cap, tiny float stocks, and what I'm expecting them to do come next week. However, it is very important that you understand risk management. Okay, the reason is because even the market itself doesn't go up and up and up and up. Sometimes there is what we call a correction. So when the correction happens, that is when you want to reconsider your trade. And sometimes when you have an extension on a particular stock, you want to be looking at taking profit off the table. That is how you do it. I understand so many people and so many of you believe in to the moon, and above the sky or whatever they call it. One thing you have to understand is, for example, if a stock is trading at say $5 and the moon could be $10, the moon could be $50 or what have you. But what you want to understand is taking profit as you go up. That is how it works. Okay, that is how it works. These small cap, low float stocks, most of the time, as people continue or traders continue to buy and buy, it keeps pushing higher and higher, and all of a sudden when they start selling, guess what? It start coming down. So you want to understand your criteria, you want to understand your move before you get in a trade. Take for example, this was the one, don't mind my levels on this one. This FT, I was trading FT after hours. Okay, I got in FT when we retest the VWAP, held the VWAP, we got this double bottom, and then guess what? I took some as we broke this level and then rode this all the way up. I figured that it was extended here. I took half of my position off. Price pulled back down to retest this area, become support, and started pushing higher. I got out all my position right here. The stock bounced back up into the $3.70. What did I do, guys? What I did is I just after I took all my position out, I waited to see if we're gonna keep topping. So guess what happened? This particular stock started bouncing around here, and I said to myself, looking at the stock, I said, this thing is about to to reject this level, because we couldn't. We tried first time, second time we break fake. This is what I call fake breakout, and then pull back down, retry again, we couldn't, retry again, we couldn't. Then guess what I did? I took a short position right here. I took a short position in anticipation of for it to push towards the 380 spot. But we couldn't get the 380 spot, and we couldn't even push beyond this level. And guess what I did? I added to my position. Now I have more than half of my position size. Okay, and all of a sudden price pull back down. We try again, we couldn't. At this level, guys, I added full position. Price pull back down. We tried to fail, but we couldn't fail. I took half of my position off and held the remaining one. My idea is to add if if I get run off towards this 380, but it never came, and price just keep playing just around this area. And I set my buy to cover around the 320. So price got to the 320 spot, and guess what? I took out all my position because we're close enough to the VWAP. This pink line right here, dotted line or dash line, is the VWAP. And I made a comment on my stock tweet and Twitter and said, hey, you know, when the price was trading around here, I said I'm expecting this to push towards VWAP, because why? We are really extended away from VWAP. Every time we extend off VWAP, price pull back to VWAP. So we got really extended off the VWAP. I'm expecting price to pull back to the VWAP to retest the VWAP. But guess what I did, guys? Technically, I wait for the VWAP for it to really visit the VWAP. But for me, I always, in most cases, like to take position off the table before we get to VWAP, just in case, you know, market maker doesn't get the price to VWAP and they just, you know, yank it back up if you're short. Or if you're long, pretty much the same thing. Okay, they will tend to push it right, you know, below VWAP, and then price start going its way. So that is another thing, guys. I've actually spent 5 minutes on this, you know, analysis on how I traded this particular stock on my TradeZero account. But the thing is, it's very important you understand how price action does work and how VWAP also helps you to understand, you know, where the volume weighted average price really is, right? Now, with that being said, this is not a recommendation to buy or to sell. This is just for entertainment purposes only. So we're going to be dealing with technical levels and technical analysis on this watch list. So this is going to be our small cap, tiny float, mini float stock watch list for the coming week. But with that being said, I'm just going to dash on this market really fast, and let's see what's going to happen on the market, because on my weekend popular chart demand, I'm going to, you know, go in more details on SPY. With that being said, guys, what I'm expecting SPY to do is to push into this area, and that area is our 450 spot. Okay, so if price gets towards that 450, then we'll be looking for momentum to shift so that we can pull back into this blue line, which is our 20 exponential moving average. Overall, I'm looking for some form of a pullback in the market into the 20, but at the same time, we have an indecision at this point in time. So our Monday price action will determine if price will continue pushing higher in the market. One thing you have to understand is right now we are at 62% on the RSI, which RSI means relative index, right? Relative strength index. So, you know, so I'm looking for a price to, you know, get close to that 450, and then, you know, we can decide, price can decide what's going to happen. But keep your eye on the volume as well. Okay, with that being said, guys, I have pretty much almost 30 stocks, and with these 30 stocks, I will lay them out and expect you to pick whichever one you want to pick, but it's not a recommendation. When the market, by pre-market, I will be able to narrow this down to at least 5 stocks that I will be, you know, trading and focusing on to make that 10 days, right? All right, let's go ahead on Finviz and then look at what we have going on these stocks, right? One thing about this one right now is we have a decent float. Okay, our float is, you know, right around the 5 million float, which is good, which is decent. Market cap is within that criteria, which is 83 million. Okay, so right now what I'm expecting this particular stock to do is to break this resistance level, which is the $6. We did try to break it, we couldn't. We pull back into our support right here, which is our moving averages. Right now we have the 20 SMA, 50 SMA, and the 200 SMA right here. So that's what we're going to be using for analysis right now. So pretty much right here, this is going to be our resistance. I will be looking for price to really push above this area, hold this area, and then continue pushing higher. But expect this kind of movement on this stock, because we always get a pop and fail kind of action. Next one is going to be KXIN. This one, keep an eye on this one, because we actually try to push through the 200 SMA, but we couldn't. We pull back and then close right close to it. Okay, so I'm looking for this area to break because this is our resistance spot. Okay, so keep an eye on continuation pattern into the $364 area on KSIM. Overall, I like the stock itself. SFACT. This one, they did a reverse split the other day, and I'm expecting momentum to shift into a bullishness on this stock. Right now, our resistance is around the 150, 160 spot. Keep an eye on it as we push through the 140, you know, to continue pushing higher on this one. For me, this is more like, you know, that kind of stock you see as soon as momentum begin to come in, we'll continue to push and push and push on this name. Next one is going to be WPROT. Keep an eye on this one because guess what? We are actually breaking the trend right now. And when we break the trend, guess what? We push higher. Look at that. So we are breaking the trend, and we're just having just for some little hesitation right here at the 50, you know, moving average. So keep an eye on this area to hold because this is also our resistance spot. Okay, so that price can push towards this $6 and then we continue pushing higher. Overall, I like this stock for a swing. MMLP, keep an eye on MMLP because right now we are pushing into the double top. Okay, double top is a reversal pattern in the stock market. Look at how we made a double top and then we pull back. We tried, we couldn't. Now guess what is happening? We have what we call a trend right now. So we are about to visit this trend at this point in time. So keep an eye on it as we break into the $3 spot. I think we'll be able to visit this trend and then continue to push higher. Though our shares float is also decent to keep an eye on. FT, FT, I already talked about FT. Keep an eye on it as we continue to push higher on FT. I'm expecting $4 or even more on FT as well. Okay, SIFY, keep an eye on this one as we are actually coiling right off this area. Like I said, you know, the bigger the base, the bigger the consolidation phase, the bigger the move. So right now we are breaking out of this range. This is a fantastic range. Volume is coming in, though you cannot see it, but if you want to see, let's go into stock chart, SIFY. Okay, so now you see how volume is coming in. That is what I want to see. That is what I love to see as we continue to push higher. Right now, wait as we make a decision at this point, you know, and see how we can continue to push higher. Overall, this is our support right now. So no matter what happens, keep an eye on this area with your stop loss right below this line for the continuation into the 425 and then 525 area. Beautiful, guys. Next one is going to be what? BDR. Okay, BDR, keep an eye on it. The only action I don't like is how we pop, fail. It's like I'm dancing, boy. You know, right now we pop and we fail. So right now we are popping actually with volume. So with this volume, keep in mind that, you know, we could, you know, pop one more and then fail. That is what you need to pay attention to on BDR. WORX, WORX. I traded this one when we were around this area because I talked about what? Long consolidation. I was in this trade and I was, you know, running out of patience, man. You know, we did push. I took some of my position out and pulled back, added that remaining position that I took out. Then I had my full position size, and as we push higher around the 450, I sold some and then held the remaining one into this drawdown. It was really a pain in the ass, but guess what? You know, you never go broke taking profit, which I took around this area, and we also held. Right now we're pushing higher. I'm expecting this stock to be around the $4, you know, by Monday or, you know, this coming week. But you know, overall we're extended. We can get a one more pullback and then we'll continue higher. That is also possible, guys. You know, right now we're looking at GCI. Keep an eye on GCI, because why? We are breaking out of our, you know, our resistance level. Resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. And guess what? Right now we are breaking out. Okay? Price cannot hold me back. That is what is going on right now. We are breaking out of the $6 resistance zone. Okay, price hold this area. I think we'll continue pushing higher. I'm expecting this to continue pushing higher, because why? Because volume is coming in as well. RSI is also a beauty on GCI. Beautiful. Next one is going to be MFH. Keep an eye on this. Why? Because this for me is more like a long-term kind of hold. The reason is because you get in right now, you put your stop loss right around the $3 spot, because that is where we have this support right now. So the $3 is the support area on MFH. Okay, right now we are coiling, we're just bottoming right out. So I just need this price to bottom right out and then shoot. Well, anyways, we got OLB. Keep an eye on OLB. The reason why I said this is because the float is a fantastic one. It's a very, very low shares float, and also market cap is 41 million, which is also good. Sales is coming in at 9.4. Okay, you look inside, you're going to see we have about 6% short float, with insiders activity or insiders own, which is 29%. Also insiders activities is also there, which is negative 1.56. But with institutional own is 6%, insider own is 29%, telling me that the insiders also believe in the company. With that being said, guys, we are actually consolidating around this area. So pretty much we have our resistance right around this spot. We did test the resistance and then pull back below this trend. So keep an eye on it as we continue to push higher. If I get in this trade, I'll be looking at a stop loss around this area right here, which is maybe 425 or 450 as my stop loss on OLB. I do like it. I do like the float as well. Next one is going to be ATHX. Keep an eye on this one as we are also calling off the bottom of this chart. Look at how we're calling right up. So look for 180 break on ATHX. Pizza Hut. This is not Pizza Hut. I'm just messing around. HUT. Keep an eye on this too, because why? We are also calling right off this button right here. Okay, right now we have our cup right here. Okay, this is a very, very nice fancy tea. Okay, this is our cup. So pretty much, and this cup handle is crazy. Okay, so right now we have our cup right here. So I'm expecting price to really break right through this area and then continue pushing higher on this name. Keep an eye on it, though the float is 100, but I still like it because market cap is almost close to 1 billion. So in the long run, this is what you hold for a long time. This could be the next Amazon, you never know, right? But it's a Canadian company too. TANH. Keep an eye on this. I really don't like this that much because I got a chat request about this one, but I'll be looking for price to get right above the 125 because we're still trying to drag ourselves off the delisting, Nasdaq delisting and all that. So keep an eye on this area, 125, 129, for price to really gain momentum from traders. ROBBN, keep an eye on this one as we are calling off this area into this resistance. The 20 and the 50, even the 200 is right there. If price can get right above the 200 moving average, I think we'll be able to push towards the $8 and $9 on this trade. I do like this one as well. AUPH, keep an eye on this as we are breaking off this area. This is our resistance, and our resistance is around the $15. 15.15, that is our resistance, okay, because right now we're breaking off this downtrend, okay. So keep an eye on this $15 spot. If we break $15, I think we can continue pushing higher on this one. This is a low float within the 1 billion market cap jurisdiction area, okay. So keep an eye on this AUPH. Is a Canadian company as well. Next one is going to be OCUP. Keep an eye on OCUP because why? Because right now we're calling right off this area, okay. Resistance is just right around the $6 spot, okay. That's our resistance. So right now we have the resistance right here, and we haven't really formed a cup yet, but keep an eye on it as we push into the $6 spot on OCUP, okay. They have some conference coming up in August. STRR, keep an eye on this one. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and then we got this momentum push into the $450 $470 spot and then pull back down. So I'm expecting price to hold right around this 20-50 moving average for, you know, some form of a push into the highs. Overall, there's 4.65 million in terms of shares float. Next one is going to be ENG. Keep an eye on ENG as we are, you know, forming a base right around here. We tell this area is support 1, 2, and now the third one. So keep an eye on it as we bounce right off this area into the $4 spot. I think this one is also can make a very nasty move, right? AEHL, keep an eye on this one. I gave this one a couple of weeks ago. I gave this one last week, and I think we're about to push on this one. You know, once we break this $4 spot, I think we'll be able to visit $5 or even higher on AEHL. CYTO, keep an eye on CYTO because right now we have a fantastic consolidation phase right here. Look at how this area really is. This is our range. So we are actually at the bottom of the range, which is also a low risk area with your stop loss just right below it. Okay, so that once we bounce into this area, you're making 1 point with your stop loss at like 50 cents, right? And we could even push higher on this one. So keep an eye on that one. Arrow CON, keep an eye on this one. I think there was a massive news that came in and this one shoot back all the way down. Right now we're just consolidating lower. Keep an eye on it. If we can hold this $3 spot, hold this solidly, push towards $4, I think we'll continue to push higher on this one too. SOS, call me 911. Well, right now what we got here going on right now is this area right now. This is our support. Okay, this is our support, and we have this trend right now. So we're about to break right, you know, we're breaking off this trend right now. So keep an eye on it as price action begin to come into this name. I think we'll push through the 50 moving average into the 200, which is around our $4, and then continue pushing higher. Our immediate resistance is around the 425, you know, $6 spot on this name, SOS. Next one is going to be DARE. Keep an eye on this one. The reason why I said you should keep an eye on this one is because right now we are breaking out of this area. So if we can push through this 161, 170, I think we'll be able to test $2 on DARE. Float is also decent. CKPT, this is one of our trades that you know, I'm keeping my eye on. It's not in the clear yet. If we can push into these $3, I think we're in the clear to push higher on CKPT. Overall, these are the names, and one last one that I've been holding for quite a long time is NCTY. This one is a long-term hold for me. I'm not selling anything until I see some form of a potential push in this name. It's a Chinese stock. Even when the Chinese issue with the education regulation and blah 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 was happening, this one didn't take a much needed dip on this one. The last price on this one, really momentum push was close to the $90 spot, right? And then we try again around the 60, okay, and price all push all the way down to below $10. So I've been buying this one, and just buying and buying and buying, but I'm expecting price to visit the $30 or even more on this name. But for me, this is for the long term. I like the float, and I like the fact that they're still within our market cap criteria. Sales coming in good, income is also coming in good, which I also like. Plus we have insider owns as well as institutional about 7% with a short float of 12.5%. So I'm really excited, holding some in anticipation of a push through the $20 $30 spot on NCTY. That is what I have for you guys today with this technical analysis, levels for you to look at on this watch list. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this session. If you have, I really want to say thank you guys for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for clicking that like button. And you will never go wrong clicking that like button, in my opinion. I love you guys, and I will continue to bring in content like this so that you can look for which particular stocks you like and which one really fits your criteria, so that you can choose from the coming week. So I wish you guys all the best. Enjoy your weekend and have a fantastic ones. To you guys out there struggling, keep up the faith, keep up the good work, and you're gonna do great. You're gonna do fantastic, because those guys running hedge fund, guys, they started just right where you started off from. So keep an eye on all good plays. If you have to paper trade, if you have to use real money, use real money. But overall, keep winning, keep loving, and keep sharing that fantastic trade ideas. Peace and love, guys. Bye bye.